besides being considered two of the best soccer players of all time. Pelé and Diego Maradona were two tycoons who made a lot of money during their careers. But have you ever stopped to wonder which of them lived a more luxurious life? In this video, you will watch a close battle between Pelé versus Diego Maradona. So let's fight! Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications, check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. More expensive mansion. Both soccer legends like to enjoy a lot of comforts. But which one of them lived in the most expensive and luxurious residence? Pelé, for example, lived in Brazil, in a mansion in Jardim Acapulco, in Sao Paulo, a luxury condominium where the player Neymar Jr. also owns a house. The former player has already shown a little of his property during some interviews. The living room, for example, is a very large room, with a light color palette, decorated with several works of art on the walls, and even has a pool table in the corner. But what is impressive is the outside area, a huge space that has a large swimming pool surrounded by green areas. And of course, there is a soccer field for when the former player wants to play soccer with his friends and family. And although it has never been disclosed what the mansion is really worth, to get an idea, the real estate prices in this luxurious condominium cost an average of $4 million. Diego Maradona, on the other hand, once owned an impressive mansion in the Villa of the Palm Jumeirah in Dubai. Upon entering, one can notice that the two-story mansion offers many luxuries, such as the many windows and doors that offer breathtaking views of the sea, or the clean style that brings a greater sense of lightness to each room. The living room has plenty of room for circulation and has doors and windows that flood the interior with natural light. The kitchen has great wooden cabinets and a breakfast area next door, while the dining room exudes elegance in every detail, making it ideal for formal gatherings. The property also has a more casual living room, perfect for relaxing in, and includes 6 comfortable bedrooms, each with its own style to suit the tastes of each resident. In addition, some of the bedrooms are configured as luxury suites, with doors leading to private balconies from which to take in the spectacular views the area offers, not to mention private walk-in closets. The mansion also has 7 gracious bathrooms, some with double sinks and others with bathtubs for relaxation. When Maradona lived in the mansion, there was an exercise room, a garage full of cars, and a casual dining room where he used to take pictures. Going outside, there are balconies with ocean views, a swimming pool next to a soccer field, and stairs leading down to a private beach, which besides being very quiet, was where Maradona liked to train and have fun riding around in vehicles with his wife. And although it is not known how much the former player had bought the mansion, today it is valued at around $12 million. And for having already lived in a more luxurious house, Maradona wins this round. Point for him. Cars. Both soccer stars like to enjoy beautiful cars, but which one of them had the most luxurious car collection? Pelé's first vehicle was a Volkswagen Beetle, a vehicle that was very successful at the time, and that today, depending on its condition, can reach more than $15,000. Another of Pelé's vehicles was his Aero Willis 2600, the first to receive this vehicle as a gift for one of his victories. This vehicle, which at the time of its launch was considered a luxury, today can be found costing around $20,000. Pelé also once won a 1969 Mercedes-Benz 250 as a gift for his 1,000th goal. Today this vehicle is considered a kind of collectible and can be found today for over $25,000. Some years later he won a Mercedes 280S, another car that was very refined and imposing for the time. The vehicle is equipped with a 6-cylinder engine capable of producing a maximum power of 156 horsepower and reaching a top speed of 125 miles per hour. And it is no wonder that today, depending on the state of repair, the vehicle can cost upwards of $30,000. The soccer star has also been seen using a car that appeared to be a Mercedes 450 SL convertible, another collectible that can cost upwards of $40,000. Meanwhile, Maradona has been seen with more modern vehicles, such as $13,000 Mitsubishi Montero, $17,000 Ford Sierra XR4, $18,000 Fiat 128, $23,000 Mercedes-Benz W126, $23,000 Renault Fuego GTA Max, $25,000 Mercedes-Benz 300 SE, $27,000 Scania T113H, $32,000 Mini Cooper S, $38,000 Chevrolet Camaro RS, $38,000 Hyundai H1, $50,000 Mercedes-Benz 450 SLC, $132,000 BMW i8, $193,000 custom BMW M4 Coupe, $225,000 BMW 750Li, $243,000 Rolls-Royce Ghost Series 2, $280,000 Porsche 911, $370,000 custom Ferrari Testarossa, $500,000 Porsche 924. Already one of the player's most impressive cars was his Ferrari F355 Spider, a sports car with a harmonious design, capable of reaching 0 to 60 miles in just 4.6 seconds. According to some sources, Maradona had bought 2 Ferraris of this model until he sold one in 2005 for over $670,000. The player also had in his collection a Ferrari F40, considered one of the company's most memorable luxury models. This super sports car comes with a V8 engine that delivers 471 horsepower, not to mention that it is capable of reaching 62 miles per hour in just 4.2 seconds. And to get an idea of the price, Maradona's F40 was valued at around $1 million. And for having a more luxurious car collection, Diego Maradona easily wins this round. Excess luxury. Both soccer stars like to enjoy a lot of luxury, but which one of them had the most exaggerated spending? Pelé, for example, was once seen wearing beautiful watches, such as $30,000 stainless steel Rolex Datejust, $70,000 Rolex Date Yellow Gold. Pelé has also been an ambassador for Hublot, one of Switzerland's largest luxury watch manufacturers, and has been seen with beautiful jewelry from the brand, such as $6,000 Hublot Big Bang UEFA, $15,000 Hublot UEFA Champions League, $20,000 Hublot Big Bang Unico FIFA. Back when Pelé was the biggest soccer star on the soccer fields, he decided to buy a speedboat and named it Kelly Christina after his first daughter. The boat is a Carbras Merzario 22 model, one of the most famous boats manufactured at the time, almost 10 meters long, and able to carry up to 4 people. And although the boat was already very outdated, at the time it must have been worth a lot of money. When it was time to travel to the most different places in the world, Pelé always used private jets for his trips. One of the aircraft used by the player is the Bombardier Global 6000, one of the largest and most modern jets in the world, with autonomy for almost 7,000 miles. With almost 100 feet long, this large aircraft can offer all the luxury you can imagine. Its interior can carry up to 18 passengers in great comfort. And according to ATM Jet, the company responsible for taking care of Pelé's chartered aircraft, depending on the destination chosen, a trip can cost around 75,000 euros. Maradona on his part was also sponsored and wore beautiful watches, such as $5,200 Hublot Argentina Big Bang Referee, $12,000 Hublot Big Bang Maradona, $15,000 Rolex Date 8, $24,000 Hublot King Power Rose Gold, $26,000 Hublot Maradona 2 King Power, $32,000 Hublot Big Bang Unico King Gold Pave, $35,000 Patek Philippe Nautilus. The former player also liked to sail the sea whenever he could, having owned a speedboat Exception 46 and a Gamma Formula called Mi Carrera, which was sold in 2007 for $37,000. On his travels, Diego Maradona loved to use private jets. When he arrived in Belarus, for example, he used a Hawker 800 XP, a modern mid-sized business aircraft. The interior of the jet is very cozy and can accommodate up to 8 passengers. And to acquire a new aircraft of this model, you need to spend about $5 million. But if the player only chartered it, it is possible that he spent around $3,000 per hour. Another jet that Maradona used was a Phenom 300, a high-performance business aircraft with a range of over 2,000 nautical miles. The interior of the aircraft offers comfortable and luxurious flying experiences and is capable of carrying up to 7 passengers with a lot of sophistication. Although nobody knows if the jet belonged to Maradona, the rental price can cost tens of thousands of dollars depending on the destination. And because the two soccer stars enjoyed very similar luxuries, we will consider this round a draw. Valuable items. The items that belong to the two soccer stars are worth a lot of money. But which of the two could sell the most expensive items? Pelé, for example, decided to auction off thousands of personal items, such as Pelé's shirt at Santos for $23,000. New York Cosmos Championship ring for $40,000. Player of the Century trophy for $75,000. Ball of the 1000th goal for $105,000. 1000th goal crown for $210,000. 1970 World Cup champion medal for $450,000. And even the replica Jules Rimet trophy for $550,000. In all, the auction raised more than $5 million, being considered at the time the largest sports auction of all time. Maradona, on the other hand, managed to surpass Pelé in this regard, having bought even more expensive objects, such as Barcelona boots for $12,500, Barcelona shirt for $19,200, Argentino Junior's jersey for $25,000, shirt of his first goal for Argentina for $28,800, 1986 World Cup jersey for $50,000, 1990 World Cup jersey for $51,200, and even an impressive $2.4 million for the handball from the 1986 World Cup. The most expensive was the jersey he wore for the 1986 World Cup handball, which sold for $9.3 million, making it the highest price ever paid for a sports item. And because Maradona sold the items for higher prices, he wins this round. Point to him. Other properties. Besides their more expensive mansions, the two athletes also had other properties. But which of them had the most expensive portfolio? Diego Maradona, for example, owned a 2-room apartment in a housing development on Avenida Carlos Tejedor, located in Mar del Plata, Argentina. The property was used as his vacation retreat, as the condominium has many amenities for the residents to enjoy on a daily basis. And after the tragic death of the former player, the apartment went up for auction for $65,000. Maradona also owned a beautiful 2-story house in the city of Buenos Aires, which in 2016 was converted into a museum about his life story. The house underwent a transformation in order to replicate the same decor, furniture, and style it had at the time Maradona lived in it. Among the spaces in the place are the living room, which has a tube TV and a DVD player, the compact kitchen with period furniture and several old photographs of the player with his family, and the bedroom that belonged to Maradona, where there is a bed with a blue coverlet, objects that belonged to the star and some portraits of him arranged on the walls. Outside, you can easily identify the property, thanks to the huge mural of Diego Maradona that has been created. According to some sources, Maradona lived in this residence in the late 1970s, and the last owner paid £82,000 to acquire the place. Another property that belonged to Maradona, also auctioned last year, was a cozy house located in an exclusive residential area of Villa Devoto in the city of Buenos Aires, Argentina. The house resembles a 3-story chalet, has a wooded garden at the entrance, and is about 7,500 square feet, featuring several cozy spaces for comfortable and luxurious living. Among the main environments of this elegant residence are the spacious entrance hall, a living room with a fireplace, a modern design kitchen, a lounge with glass doors, 3 luxury bathrooms, and a total of 6 bedrooms, where one of which integrates a balcony with outdoor views. The place also includes other refined spaces for the comfort of a great soccer star like Maradona, since one of his requirements in his real estate was that the rooms be spacious. Outside, the house is located in a quieter area of the region, and the backyard has a beautiful lawn with a basketball hoop, a swimming pool for family leisure days, and a veranda for relaxation. Maradona bought the property in 1981 and gave it to his parents to live in. After the couple's death, the player moved back into this residence for a few years. According to sources, the house came up for auction for $900,000, but ended up being sold for $1 million. And during the 2022 World Cup, the owners opened the doors of the residence to celebrate Argentina's victory with their neighbors in order to eternalize the memories of the player and the winning of the new title. Diego Maradona also lived in other properties in Argentina while he was alive, among which are a house located in the Villa Fiorito neighborhood, this being the property where he grew up, and a 4-bedroom residence in the Campos de Roca neighborhood, which is where he died. The player is also known to have lived in a mansion in Branson, an apartment in Italy while playing for Napoli, and owned a house in Havana, the capital of Cuba. Pelé, for his part, also owned beautiful real estate. In 1979, for example, Pelé bought a mansion situated on a 1-acre plot in the Hamptons in New York, one of the most luxurious and noble locations in the city, where several other celebrities also own homes, such as Beyoncé, Robert Downey Jr., among many others. The house, which faces the lake, has a beautiful brown facade with many windows, ideal to be able to enjoy the beautiful view of the coastline. When we enter the living room, we can see that the place is very spacious, with a kitchen integrated into the living room, besides having a double-height ceiling, which brings a greater feeling of amplitude to the environment. In all, the interior of the property has about 3,400 square feet, with 6 bedrooms, which have balconies that provide an excellent view and bring great natural light. And like every summer house, it could not fail to have an outdoor leisure area with a pool to cool off on the sunniest days. It is known that Pelé acquired the property in 1979 while he was playing for the New York Cosmos, paying about $156,000, equivalent to $600,000 nowadays. In 2018, he even sold it at a good profit for $2.85 million. And because of this beautiful mansion, Pelé wins this round. Sources of income. Besides having made a lot of money as soccer players, they also had other sources of income. But which one of the two stood out more in the business world? After retiring from his playing career, Maradona started working as a coach and coached several teams, including Deportivo Mandiyú, Racing Club, Al-Wasl, Deportivo Riestra, Fujairah FC, Dorados de Sinaloa, Gimnasia de la Plata, and the Argentine national team, and was the president of Dinamo Brest. Maradona also worked as a sports commentator, having appeared in several TV programs such as Dezerta and La Última Palabra, and he also had his program La Noche del Ten. But, without a doubt, the star's greatest source of income outside of soccer came from advertising deals. Thanks to his talent on the field, Maradona has become a celebrity known throughout the world. Among the brands that have invested in Maradona's image are Coca-Cola, Guarana Antarctica, Brahma, Pepsi, Hublet, Puma, and many others. Pelé, in turn, also had very similar sources of income. Because he is considered one of the best players of all time, he became a kind of celebrity known worldwide, consolidating himself as a sports icon. On Facebook, for example, he has almost 10 million people, and on Instagram he has more than 16 million people. And it is clear that all this visibility added to his gigantic authority in soccer and ends up bringing him a lot of money, since several companies are interested in investing to associate their products with the player's image. Among the brands that have already invested in advertising with Pelé are, for example, Puma, Volkswagen, Honda, P&G, MasterCard, Coca-Cola, Louis Vuitton, Subway, Emirates, and Santander, among many others. To get an idea of the value of these contracts, it is estimated that the watch company Hublet alone invested $500,000 to advertise with him. To make the Netflix documentary, some sources estimate that Pelé received about $4 million. And because he was more famous on social networks, let's consider that Pelé had better sources of income. Score 1 for him. Net worth. Being considered two of the best soccer players of all time, it is clear that they have made a lot of money in their careers. But which of them managed to accumulate the most net worth? Maradona, on the other hand, had his earnings growth over the years. In 1981, for example, he was traded to Boca Juniors for $4 million, and when he went to Barcelona his contract rose to $7.6 million. Another team that paid Maradona a huge salary was Napoli. It is estimated that the club paid around $10.5 million to have the Argentine on the team. And because of his extraordinary earnings, Maradona became one of the highest paid players in the world while he was at the peak of his career between 1984 and 1991, earning a total of $43 million in wages, which is equivalent to something around $100 million today. In his time as a coach with Dorados de Sinaloa, it is speculated that Diego Maradona was paid around $150,000 per month on an 11-month contract that totaled $1.6 million. Another impressive amount he earned was as honorary president of Dinamo Brest, as he is estimated to have received a paltry $18 million. And although no one knows for sure how much Diego Maradona's fortune is worth, some sources estimate that his estate was valued at 150 million euros. Pelé, on the other hand, also earned a lot of money, being considered at the peak of his career the highest paid athlete in the world. To get an idea of values, when he was playing for the New York Cosmos, it is known that he had a contract that revolved around $2 million a year, totaling $6 million over 3 years. And although this is a huge amount of money, it is a far cry from what top-level players are paid today. And different from what many people think, the king of soccer made a lot more money these days off the field than when he was playing, because the salaries at the time were much lower. In 2015, for example, Forbes estimated that Pelé made about $15 million that year, a sum that came mainly from advertising contracts. And while no one knows exactly what his fortune is worth, some sources estimate that he had a net worth of $100 million, while other sources say it could exceed $160 million. And because there is little information about the fortunes of both athletes, we will consider this round tied. Point for both of them. At the end of this battle, we have 4 points for Pelé against 5 points for Maradona, so he is the winner. But if you believe that there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write here below your best justification. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel, Dios to satisfy your curiosity.